Warning, the following audio transmission will forever change your outlook on society. You will no longer believe the narrative. You are about to wake up and see things for what they really are. News, facts, and opinions. This is the Doom Daily Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Doom Daily Show. I am your host, Jester Dooms. The email, doomdailyshow@gmail.com. Everywhere on social media at Jester Dooms. The website, www.jestersvoice.com. Happy Friday, everybody. It is Friday, July 17th, 2026. In approximately 10 days, I will be on an airplane heading overseas. Yes, very nice. So I want to talk about a couple of things before this trip comes up. All right. We're going to get into that later in the show. I also want to talk about my Contractor Woes on the homestead on today's show. As you're listening to this, I will be sitting through another day of class. After today, I got one more day to test, and this class will be finito, done, over. Very nice. I have a love-hate relationship with these classes. I really enjoy going and doing the practical side of things and learning new stuff. The bookwork side of this and remembering the regulations and the rules and what you're supposed to do and proper procedure and all that is something that just, it doesn't stick. Okay. So I have discovered a few things about myself over the years. Thing one is I have to be very interested in something to retain the information. If I'm not passionately reading or researching it, I don't retain it. There has to be some big interest in it, passion in it, something for it to actually stick. The only way, if it's not something I'm passionate about, it has to be something entertaining, right? And what I mean by that is if I'm watching a documentary on a subject I really don't give a fuck about, but I'm passionate about it, so many facts will stick and they're in my brain forever. Just these useless compilations of useless information. Like, it's very bizarre how it works. I've learned enough about myself over the years where I've accepted this, and I know that there's some things I'm good at, there's some things I'm not good at, there's some things I take an interest in and I retain a lot of information, there's other things I do not. Now, this becomes a big problem with the secondary part of this, and the secondary part is I am an absolute horrible test taker. Okay, I suck at test taking, all right? Even if I study my ass off, repetitive, study, I'll pass, but it won't be a great score. And it's because my brain just doesn't retain the information if I do not find like a lot of interest in it. Okay. Now, I could study a study guide with 100 questions and memorize them all and pass that test with 100%. And then a few days after I take that test, that information leaves my brain if it's something that I was not passionate or cared about. Okay. Now, this translates really weird into emergency services and things that I do because I'm very passionate about what I do and I enjoy it a lot. However, the nitty gritty, deep down, the lingo, the rules, the regulations, I think a lot of it's bullshit and it just doesn't stick, right? Like, I think that's maybe what's going on. So next week, like Monday, Tuesday, when I go in there and I have to do my test, I'm going to be cringing and absolutely terrified. And that's where some of the bad test taking comes in, right? Is, I put unnecessary added pressure on myself in regards to the test taking, right? So there's that. Now, I don't think it is going to be a very difficult test that I have to do next week. I really don't. So, just keep me in your thoughts. Know that I'm over here struggling as you're struggling with whatever's going on in your daily life. But anyway, I hope that the coffee's hot. I hope that your Friday morning is off to a fantastic start. I hope you have a fantastic fucking weekend. I hope you made some cool plans. I mean, it is summertime. You guys got to get out and do shit. You can't just sit at home on these nice summer days. So if you're getting good weather, get out, enjoy it, do some fun things. It's worth it. Summer comes pretty quick and it leaves pretty quick. Guys, we're We're halfway through July, right? It's about to be August, then it's fucking over. Kids are back in school, all the fun's going away. It's gonna suck. So there's that. As always, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the show. It helps us out a lot. Give us that 1 week IRL, that 1 week in real life interaction where you tell a friend, family member, or coworker about the Doom Daily Show. All right. And take your ass over to our fucking website and buy yourself a damn apocalyptic apparel t-shirt. www.jestersvoice.com. Go there, buy an apocalyptic apparel t-shirt. It helps out the show tremendously. It helps keep all the wheels turning. Okay. Doing the show is not free, and we don't have any sponsors currently. So therefore, the only way we get fucking money is if you guys buy shit from the fucking website. Okay? It's that simple. If you want to be a supporter of the show and you say, man, I was supporting them when they were nobodies, then you're going to go and you're going to buy a shirt. Okay? That fucking simple. Anyway, we'll be back right after these messages.
Jester from It's Doomsday Podcast and the Doom Daily Show here. Do you ever find yourself overloaded with way too much information? Too many logins, too many passwords, too many websites for stuff you like? Yeah, I'm the same way. You don't have to worry about that with the Doom Daily Show and It's Doomsday Podcast. Let's make it simple. Just visit linkttree.com/JesterDooms. Add it to your bookmarks. That way, when you need to find the right information, it's right there, under a tap of your finger or a click of your mouse. Go to linktree.com/JesterDooms. Get it, got it, done. Remember, no one has all the answers, but this will provide you with a place to start. linktree.com/JesterDooms.
And now, on with the conversation. And here's Jester.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Doom Daily Show. I'm your host, Jester Dooms. The email, doomdailyshow@gmail.com. All right. I want to get into this contractor woe is me situation that I currently find myself in. Okay. I'm going to give you guys the whole rundown of what went on. And you tell me how angry you should be. Toward the end of 2024, somewhere around the time September, October, we had planned on ordering a steel building and having it delivered on our property. Okay. We had put a deposit down for the building, started doing some prep work on the property. I believe the payment went out in October or September of 2024. Okay. And I honestly want to say it was before October, and this is what I remember. We got hit with Hurricane Helene in September of 2024. My property didn't really have anything bad happen to it. However, I needed to rent equipment for grading and whatnot to get this ready for this building to come out and be delivered, right? For the pad and the building, etc. Now, I said to myself, I saw the damage from the storm, and I quickly realized that there's a lot of other people that need this equipment right now more than I do. There's people that they had bridges going over creeks to get them to their homes that are gone. They now have to dig out and rebuild these things. There's people that have trees on their houses they have to remove. There's people that roadways and driveways have been washed away. So, needless to say, there was a lot of other people that I felt took priority over my needs. And I said, we'll push our project back. That's okay. All right. No problem. So in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it was a mistake to do that. And the building would not be here any sooner if we did. Okay. I wouldn't think. I tell you that to tell you that I've been waiting to get this building up, coming up on 2 fucking years. The deposit has been paid. We've been waiting for 2 fucking years. Okay. Now, we had went back and forth of what to do for the pad for this foundation because it sits on the edge of a hillside. So do we dig down? Do we pour a footer? Do we build a block wall? Pour the concrete pad over that block? Like, do we grade and pour the pad? Do we build a retaining wall, bring the dirt up, then grade, then pour pad? Like, what do we do? So I had a contractor come out and take a look at some things, and he says, dude, you really don't need to spend money on doing a, block foundation for this. You have enough dirt here. We could just fucking grade this out flat for the pad. And I'm like, really? He says, yeah, shouldn't be that bad. So after a few months of bringing in dirt and grading and bringing everything up and smoothing it out and just doing this continuous work, he comes and says, you guys are going to need a retaining wall, I think. And it's like, really? He's like, yeah, you're going to need a retaining wall. You're not going to need a big retaining wall, but you're going to need a retaining wall. Okay. All right. Fair the fuck enough. Let's see what we could do here about said, retaining wall, blah, blah, blah. Right. So the long and the short of it is we decided to ourselves that we're going to shop around to get estimates for this retaining wall to build this wall up and keep this grade and everything else. Okay. So we do that. We find this guy's ridiculously priced. This guy's ridiculously priced. Finally, we find a guy that seems reasonable, right? He came in about 10 grand cheaper than the other guys did. Okay. His price came in at 28 grand for this wall. 120 linear feet, 4.5 to 5 foot wall, should hold the dirt back. This is with the wall completed, grading, prep for the pad, the whole 9 yards, right? So he comes out and talks a big game, gives us a good estimate, brings a decently looking contract. It seems pretty legit, right? Now, we were sold. Needless to say, we were sold. Signed this contract at the very end of 2025 in December. Okay. Sign the contract, blah, 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 get things going. All right. Then construction gets delayed. Finally, the contractor sends a guy out to do the grading. He does the grading and literally cuts back all of the dirt we've been moving into place over the course of a year. Okay. And the reality to this is I'm looking at this pretty pissed off. Like, there's no place to put this building now. You guys cut the whole damn hillside back. Like, what the fuck are we actually doing here? Okay. It was explained to me at that point by the contractor, well, when we build the wall and start backfilling all this and pushing dirt out and whatnot, you're going to get this back, right? But we have to have it clean and out of the way, and cut back to build the wall. Then we backfill and we do a final grade, shit like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, this is your forte. This isn't my forte. So I don't know. So I'm just assuming I hired someone who knew what they were doing. I hired an expert. This is what the expert's saying. We should be fucking good. Should not have a fucking problem, right? Okay. Now, we go ahead and just assume this guy knows what the fuck he's doing. All right. He's already got 50% of the money down, which is 14 grand. Okay. The next payment of $7,000 was due after they dug the footer for the wall. The footer's dug for the wall. We pay the guy the amount due. Okay. He's building the wall. It's going good. It's looking good. I've got zero complaints. Nothing seems amiss. Nothing seems awry other than the fact that he's not on site as much as I feel that he should be. Okay. Then I start to notice a couple things. Like, this job's maybe moving a little too fast, but maybe they're just good at what they do. I don't fucking know. I don't know. It wasn't long after that I'm prepping the drainage that they're supposed to put in. They were supposed to put PVC drainage behind the wall so water doesn't accumulate and collect behind the wall. I'm getting ready to connect all this for this. And they said, oh, no, we're not doing that. And I said, what do you mean we're not doing that? We've talked about this, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, no, we're just backfilling with 3/4 stone. That's what we were told to do. And I'm like, wait, fucking what? No, that's not what we were supposed to do. The contractor assured me it would be fine, that you're going to get the proper drainage. We don't need the roll with an actual dedicated drainage system. It's going to be fucking fine. Okay. Come to find out after completion and final payment, going back and looking through the contract, no, there absolutely was supposed to be PVC drainage in there. It was in the fucking contract. I asked him to bring a copy of the contract out. He modifies it, takes it out. I have the original with it in there. Okay. So that's the problem. That's one of the main fucking issues of failure now with this wall is the lack of drainage behind it. I called the manufacturer and they explained to me, they said, Dooms, you need to have that drainage based on 4 key points. Point 1, your wall height is 4 foot or more. Point 2, your soil composition is primary clay, which means you're going to have sediment and water accumulating behind that wall, thus making it fail. Point 3 is the idea that you live in a region that gets freezing temperatures. And point 4, you have a structure sitting above the fucking wall. That is the future plan. You need to have that goddamn drainage. They have to fucking fix that. All right. Hands down. Has to be done. So I am looking at this. I get another contractor to come out to give me an estimate on what it's going to take to fix their fuck ups. So I've got something for my records. He's coming in at 30 grand to fix their fuck ups. Well, holy shit. The fucking wall cost me in the first goddamn place. Wow. Okay. All right. That's fucking awesome, I guess. When this contractor looks at this wall, he's like, dude, he said, I hate to tell you, dude, but this thing is built all fucking wrong. It is going to fucking collapse. Now, before I had this contractor come out and take a look at what had happened, I asked the contractor that was out here doing the work, do you have any solutions for this shit? Like, what's going on here? Because these guys did not backfill the wall correctly either. We never got our grade back that was cut away. All right. So the problem I now have is that A, we paid for a wall that is doing nothing, that is going to fail. B, all the grading we did building back the hillside to place this building is now fucking gone. So not only did we get screwed out of all the work we did over the course of a year building the hillside out, but they took it all away and replaced it with a wall to where we can't put it back. And I'm supposed to just quietly walk away from this and just be like, yeah, good job, guys. You fucked me. So fast forward to today. As of yesterday, we have an attorney on retainer. He's been sent all the information, the original contract, things that weren't done, the potential failures of the walls. And today I have to send the attorney documentation of what it's going to take to repair the wall. It's a whole nother thing. So I'm over here just like balls to the wall, pissed that I'm stuck in this situation because I cannot move forward with the steel building until this is now fucking figured out. So not only did this guy basically burn up all of our money for no goddamn reason, but he also went ahead and fucked us out of being able to get our building up in a reasonable time frame and manner. So I guess the attorney is going to go ahead and send a demand letter off to the contractor stating, hey, you've got 2 options. Option 1, you can go out there and you could rebuild this wall the correct way under proper supervision, and it won't cost you a penny to do it. You just got to go fucking do it, right? Now, granted, whatever material expenses and whatever else is wasted will fall back on them, but they will be required to do it the right way under the supervision of another guy, okay? This guy's obviously not going to do this work for free. He's not going to supervise for free, but he gave us a decent hourly rate, I feel, to come out here and supervise these guys to rebuild the wall and do this correctly. And I would think that this would come out of their pocket, not mine. Now, there's 2 secondaries to this problem. Even if they come out and they rebuild the wall correctly and backfill it correctly, I'm still missing 10 feet of a hillside that I fucking need for the goddamn building. Now, the only way to get that is to build that building up, or to build that wall up substantially higher than what it was to backfill to get the correct grade to kick the hillside out where it used to be. Now, this in turn, to get it there, is going to cost an additional $20,000 that I would not have had to pay if everything was done correctly in the first place. So you can't really go after somebody in multiple facets and capacities. I can't say, I want you to come out here, fix the wall, and give me 20 grand to pay this guy to bring it back up because you fucked up. Now, what I can do is get them to come out, rebuild the wall correctly to the 4 to 5 feet of height, okay, and then continue to build the wall the rest of the way up in height to backfill in accordance to get the grade back that we lost. Like, that's what we could do. Now, this means money out of pocket for the guy either fucking way, but it's a lot cheaper than the alternative. Like if he doesn't agree to this by such and such date, we're taking him to court for $50,000 to get this fixed and done right, plus attorney fees. So that's where we would be at. And I don't think the dude has fucking 50 grand. As far as I know, he owes other contractors money currently that he's not paying out. So needless to say, this situation has created such hell in my house, such chaos in my house, such stress in my house, that focusing on anything outside of this has been an absolute fucking nightmare. Okay. And I'm not for 1 second thinking that this is going to go away overnight, or it's just going to get solved, or it's just going to get figured the fuck out. Now, what I honestly think is going to happen is I think the attorney is going to write this document in a way that it's so terrifying if you don't sign it, that he's just going to be inclined to sign it. Because whenever you're looking at this contract and you're getting there's a couple key points here. You modified the fucking contract. And even if he says, oh, I know I never did that, they just made that up, that's their contract, here's mine. Well, the unmodified points you didn't meet either. So you're still fucked either way. Not to mention, you knew the purpose of this job. The purpose of that job is listed in the contract. That's why we hired you, etc. This did not in any way, shape, or form even get close to meeting expectations. We hired you to build a wall for a pad to support a building. You took away the fucking ground that was needed for the damn pad in the first place. It's gone. It no longer exists based on his negligence. Then, not to mention, you built a wall that's guaranteed to fail because you did not follow manufacturer recommendations. So, I mean, it's a no-win scenario for him. He's going to be forced to either have to pay or rebuild the wall. It's whichever one. I mean, that's it, right? Like that's it. So he could try to take me to court over this, but more than likely he's not going to win. I mean, he's just not. It's not going to be a thing. So, we're just over here basically in limbo at this point, and I am just extremely stressed out and exhausted and sick of dealing with the situation and just want it all just to be fucking done with. But it doesn't look like we're any closer to obtaining the goal of this building or anything else this year. In a perfect world, this guy gets this notice from the lawyer, says, fuck it, I'll come out there, we'll tear the wall apart, we'll rebuild it. In a perfect world. Now, in a non-perfect world, I end up fighting this guy in court for 6 months. An outcome is reached. And here's the thing. You just paid 30 grand for a wall. That should be there. That should outlast you. And we're already seeing failure points, and it hasn't even been 90 fucking days since the install. So over the course of 6 months, this thing is just going to degrade. And we're going to be showing up with new evidence in the courtroom like, hey, if we had a freeze and guess what? The wall fucking expanded and broke. So we're going to need this guy out here to rip this shit apart and rebuild it anyway, because in his contract, it says lifetime warranty. So get him the fuck out there. So, I mean, it's not in his, as soon as legal eyes start looking at this, it is in his best interest just to comply to whatever demands are there and move the fuck forward and be like, hey, I'm going to have to eat some labor costs with my guys because we fucked up. And we got to do this. Or if he sends us off to his insurance company and says, hey, I'm being sued, man. You guys got to handle this shit. Maybe they pay the claim and we get somebody else to fix it for us. Whatever. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. Guys, thank you for listening to my banter today and me ranting and raving about this fucking wall that has just got me so unbelievably pissed. Anyway, we'll be back here on Monday for another exciting episode of the Doom Daily Show. Have a great weekend. Producer Scooter, sir, if you would, hit that button.
News, facts, and opinions. This is the Doom Daily Show.